Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. The name is Klepton, and today I am thinking about starting a new series on this channel, or I'm going to try to start a new series on this channel. It's going to be called YAP FEST STORY TIME, or if you want to shorten it up, YFST, I think. But basically, in this series, I'm going to have some nonsensical yapping. I'm going to go on some tangents because why not? But yeah, this first episode, I'm going to talk about relationships. Now, I can't fit all my relationships into one video, so this is just going to be a specific relationship and actually why this channel exists. Now, once again, nonsensical yapping, going off on tangents. I don't have a script for this video, so if my thoughts seem scatterbrained or you're not getting a concise story, that's why. But anyways, it was the summer of last year, and I had met this girl. She had seemed really cool, and I decided to continue to talk to her. The first thing that we ever did was just show each other our pets and animals and crap, because she really liked dogs and cats, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not, right? And I don't know, kind of just blossomed from there, you know? We started talking more, kind of got into like the little talking stage without saying it's the talking stage, so it's like, define the relationship. Are we a friend? Are we in the talking stage? You know, it's like, it's kind of like one of those. But yeah, eventually I spilled the beans on my feelings and emotions because I was romantically attracted to her. She reciprocated those feelings, but we both said that we probably weren't ready for a relationship just yet, so we waited a long time, about a week and a half, and just like that, me and her began dating. Now, we dated for about 6 months, give or take, and it was probably the best relationship that I've ever had. It was better than a lot of the things that you'd see in like rom-coms and romance novels, or at least to my standard. From an outsider's eye looking in, it may have been super cliche and cringy, but to me it was a little bit cute, okay? But anyway, full circle, this girl was the reason that I have made this YouTube channel today. So halfway through the relationship, I voiced my opinion to her about me wanting to start a YouTube channel because it's something that I've just been aspiring for a good amount of time, and it's something that I thought I could do. It's something that I thought looked fun, and I've been watching YouTubers do it for over 10, I've been watching YouTube ever since 2013. So I've been watching YouTubers do it for a while, and I wanted to give it a shot myself. But anyway, she was totally on board with this idea. She wanted to subscribe to my channel, be the first subscriber, all that stuff. Because literally a few weeks before I was going to make the YouTube channel, the fateful day occurred, and she broke up with me. Now, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't her fault. It was something that was out of our control. But yeah, it was something that really hurt me, I cut contact with her, and it drove me into a huge depression for about, I'd say, 2 months. And at that point in time, I wasn't proud of the person that I was becoming. I was demoralizing, rotting in my bed. The only thing I could look forward to was maybe going to school and sleeping, because sleeping was the escaping of my own reality. The fact of the matter was that I was just having a hard time processing everything, and I didn't want to think that it was real. And looking back at that now, one thing that I realized was I was too codependent, and I think I was too attached to her. I wasn't able to fully sustain myself when I did inevitably lose her. But shortly after she broke up with me, I told myself that I probably wasn't even going to make the channel because I'm too sad. I wouldn't have the motivation. I wouldn't do this. I want to do that. But what I realized was that was my comfort zone. Staying right there in my little depresso espresso circle, that was my comfort zone. That was something that was not outside of what was usual for me. And seeming as that was my comfort zone, I obviously wasn't taking risks. I wasn't taking a step outside of my comfort zone to do this. Making this video right now is a step outside of my comfort zone. I'm not used to doing this kind of thing, but I think me opening up to y'all will, yes, it will display my vulnerabilities, but it'll also build a stronger bond with y'all, hopefully. Hopefully. And also, I think it puts my mind more at ease getting this stuff out there. I started to source self-happiness and motivation. I tried. I looked at a bunch of quotes, like, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, and no. But the thing is, at this time, I didn't know that I was just staying inside of my comfort zone. It was because it was a defensive tactic for me so that I wouldn't have to endure anything like I just had endured, which was that breakup, right? But what I realized is that the biggest risk of all is to avoid risk altogether. Thank you. I started to try to read a lot of quotes and focus on self-improvement, which kind of drove me out of that depressing circle that I was in. It got me out of a lot of bad habits, and it really put me into the position that I am in now, which I'm super grateful for. Honestly, I still have a lot I need to work on as a person, but I'm proud of the person that I'm becoming so far. So anyways, like I said, after those 2 months, I kind of got out of that depressing circle, and I figured that I needed something to do that I could enjoy, something that would not occupy my mind and distract me, but more so derive my energy to something that's more positive. You know how when people get mad, they go work out at the gym or something? Like, that's deriving your energy into something positive. That's kind of what I wanted to do with my depletion of energy, but instead drive it into something that I'm going to be passionate about, drive it into something that it's, you know, something that I enjoy, right? So yeah, and I just want to say this YouTube journey so far has been amazing. It's really made me feel more productive, and it's made me a better person mentally, or so I would like to think. But yeah, the biggest lesson that I can take away from that relationship is don't rely on your significant other for your only source of happiness. That is a huge thing that I overlooked, and a huge thing that was detrimental to me when the end of the relationship neared. So I'm trying to work on self-happiness and positivity right now, you know? That sounds so forced when I said that, bro. Listen, y'all, I'm happy, I swear. But yeah, I'm single as a Pringle now, have been for some months, and let me tell you, there are pros and cons to being single, and there's pros and cons to having a relationship. The biggest pro that I've noticed off the rip being single is that I have way more time on my hands to utilize for things such as YouTube, the way that I want to be productive. And another issue that I've had, like, for years now, because I started dating back when I was, I think, 14 or 15. So I'm 17 now, about to turn 18 this year. One thing that I really struggled with was after my first relationship, I always had the feel of I need to have a relationship, otherwise I can't sustain myself. I need to have a relationship, otherwise I won't be happy. I didn't realize having that necessity puts a huge strain on future relationships. But in full honesty, it's something that I'm trying to get over. I'm far from perfect. I will never be perfect. No one's perfect, obviously. And I have times where I slip up. I have times where I feed into bad habits, but so long as I'm trying is all that matters. And listen, y'all out there right now, you may not be happy with the place that you are in life right now, but if you take it day by day and you look back and see how far you've come, what's the phrase? Cognitive reappraisal. If y'all want something to research after this video, cognitive reappraisal. I heard it a few days ago. I thought it was cool. I did some research. It's awesome. Okay, anyways, yeah, that turned into some nonsensical yapping. I'm just gonna stop myself there so that I don't have more yapping. That's gonna be it for today's video, you guys. I hope you took something from this video and learned something. If you didn't, I hope you enjoyed listening to my story. I don't know. Subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, I will see you on the next video. Peace.